And atoms is a common theme in the human journey story, the hero's eternal journey. In other words, the journey of the soul's evolution. If you love stories full of inner journey, spiritual enlightenment, adventure, and wisdom, you are in the right place. This will be an experience that fundamentally transforms the hero. Because at that point, if they dare to face death, they will transform. The traveler returns to the start of their journey, but this time as a completely different person. The road is the same, but the traveler is different. In the journey of human existence, the hero within us, our spiritual essence, stands right at the center of the collective consciousness. All the stories that reveal themselves are actually nourished by this collective consciousness. Hello, friends. Today, without giving too many spoilers, I will talk about the main character Altan in my novel. I will describe its fascinating journey and how it fits into the theme of the hero's journey. This has actually been included in all myths, ancient teachings, legends, and essentially in the story of Adam throughout human history. It is a common theme in the journey of humanity, the hero's infinite journey. In other words, the soul's journey of evolution. However, by systematically outlining this shared journey, the first person to explain it step by step with archetypes was Joseph Campbell. If you love stories full of inner journeys, spiritual enlightenment, adventure, and wisdom, you're in the right place. Before I start telling the hero's journey, let me briefly talk about the hero within me. And as a reflection of this, I want to briefly talk about how the archetypes and characters that appear in my books emerge. The call I received while living in America, I achieved all my worldly dreams as a reward for my efforts. Just when I thought it was time to enjoy the fruits, it appeared. It started with dissatisfaction and search for meaning. Then it was about the environment I was in, my profession, the work I did. I started feeling completely unfamiliar with all my daily routines. Even though my surroundings, my workplace, my profession, it was a reward I achieved through all my efforts, even though it was beyond my dreams that I had been envisioning for years. What could be the reason I still felt this way? At the very least, even though I do not yet know what I should do, I had seen and experienced what I shouldn't do. This is an important step in seeing it.
If I listen to my mind, you're looking for trouble. If I listen to my heart, don't stay here even for a second, two voices said.
I listened to my heart. Good thing I listened while it was early.
Because for years, I've witnessed what more can be brought by the increasingly louder voice of the call who reject and resist.
What I'm saying is, of course, not valid for everyone. Everyone, every profession, every job is needed by humanity. But if the place you should be is, if the job you need to do is different, if it's something different, or you need to stand somewhere else, then that call, no matter where or under what conditions you are, it's coming to find you. And it never lets you go without putting you on that path.
So that's how I accepted the call and embarked on a journey.
Both internally and externally, both complement each other.
During this process, I discovered new skills. None of them were what I would have even thought of.
My lovely living space, work environment,
my profession, in short, all the identities and comfort zone that made me who I was that day. I left them all. I had once set out on this path to find life's meaning and my true self. But it wasn't easy. Life matures you and tests your determination, faith, and effort. Then it brings out that flavor inside, the things you need to do. Does the growth ever end? Never. We keep on maturing.
Of course, the topic of this video is not my personal journey.
I want to leave my part here and talk about how the reflections of me evolved into the heroes in my books.
Writing, among the faculties that emerged in me, had been the most important and surprising one. It was something I never thought of, even if I thought for 40 years.
First, poems started to bloom inside me at random times. Then my first novel, Sarwan, the Explorer and the Cavalry Master. Actually, everything started with a game. My friend Gunai, as a witness of me, on both the pre-journey and on the path, also contributed to this game that became a catalyst in the birth of Sarwan. Imagine a tale that is born on its own, in its own time, and then gives birth to another tale from itself. While this hero, known as Sarwan, experiences journeys of self-discovery, he also gives birth to another story, Journey to Red Dawn, the Torch of Life, and declares himself the hero of this story. As you become more familiar with the story, you will understand better what I mean here. Journey to Red Dawn is the circular journey of human existence. So it is an allegorical and mystical plot that showcases the theme of the hero's journey with an epic narrative. However, this fiction has a counterpart in all of our lives. If you're ready, let's get started. Chapter 1. Introduction to the Hero's Endless Journey. The hero's journey is a narrative framework defined by the famous mythologist Joseph Campbell. The hero idea and archetypes are taken from Carl Gustav Jung. Campbell discovered that many myths and stories worldwide share a common structure and elaborated on this in his book. This structure usually involves a hero embarking on an adventure, includes overcoming a crisis, and then returning home transformed. Now, the hero's journey in my second book, Journey to Red Dawn in English name, we will explore how this framework fits and the profound meanings of this journey on humans. The story narrates the journey of self-discovery and spiritual enlightenment. Chapter 2, The Call to Adventure. Every hero's journey begins with a call to adventure. For Altan, this call comes in the form of a storybook that his grandfather wrote for him when he was just a baby and willed to be given to him on his 40th birthday. This tale is actually the story called Sarwan the Explorer and the Cavalry Master that my readers already know. Despite Altan being a successful broker on Wall Street, he feels a deep void and hopelessness. This storybook becomes a catalyst that draws him into a world of self-discovery and transformation. At this stage, the hero usually hesitates to accept the call. This hesitation stems from the fear of the unknown and the comfort of the familiar. The call to adventure for Altan is a wake-up call that pushes him out of his comfort zone to search for something bigger. Chapter 3. Rejection of the call. At first, Altan hesitates to leave his familiar world. He is skeptical about abandoning his routine and the life he knows. However, despite the growing questions inside him, the nightmares that don't leave him alone, and the series of strange events, he takes the storybook in his hand. The mysterious pull eventually convinces him to take a step. This hesitation and eventual acceptance are important elements of the hero's journey. The refusal of the call is a critical moment in the hero's journey. It highlights the inner conflict and the hero's struggle with fear and doubt. The hero becomes more relatable and human. When we face life changes, we all have moments of hesitation. Chapter 4. Encountering the Mentor. The mentor is an important figure providing guidance and wisdom in the hero's journey. For Altan, a mentor is the wisdom found in his grandfather's legacy. The storybook Sarwan. These elements provide the knowledge and courage needed to begin the mission. Mentors help heroes prepare for the challenges they will face, and they often appear at moments when the heroes need them the most. The mentor's role is not just to provide practical advice, but also to instill confidence and inspire the hero. This relationship helps the hero see his potential and the path ahead more clearly, and it can be profoundly transformative. Chapter 5. Crossing the Threshold. As crossing the threshold marks the hero's entry into the unknown world. For Altan, this happens when he leaves behind everything he thought he owned in his old life, his identities, and decides to study his true self, the universe, human, and existence. This step symbolizes his commitment to the journey ahead. This is the point where the hero fully embarks on an adventure of no return. This stage usually involves an important event or decision that pushes the hero into a new world. It is the moment for Altan when he embraces the search for a deeper understanding, leaving behind the comfort zone of his previous life. Section 6. Tests, Allies, and Enemies. The hero's journey is full of tests, friends, and enemies. Altan meets friends who help him navigate the complexities of his journey and face many challenges. It is also a confrontation with both internal and external enemies, societal pressures, and false thought and belief patterns. They face their shadows and fears. These trials are essential for the hero's growth and development, support, and provide valuable skills and courage. Enemies, on the other hand, present obstacles and conflicts that test the hero's determination. These interactions help the hero learn more about himself. Episode 7. Approaching the Deepest Cave. The deepest cave represents the hero's fears and shadows. For Altan, before climbing the mystical Mount Evolution, which tests his physical and spiritual limits, this is the cave he must go through, which is called Moaning Cave. After succeeding in leaving this cave and facing his shadows, he earns the right to reach Mount Evolution. While climbing this mountain, he encounters deep personal and existential trials that push him to the limits of endurance, determination, and surrender. This stage symbolizes the descent into the darkest, deepest part of the hero's journey. Here, they must confront their greatest fears and doubts. It is an intense preparation period for the ultimate test. Chapter 8, The Ordeal. This stage is usually the hero's biggest challenge and often a matter of life and death. When Altan reaches the peak and doesn't find what he expects, he faces a crushing disappointment and succumbs to the cold. This is actually the moment of surrender. It tests his ultimate determination and duty. This peak is the climax of the hero's journey. Here, he must use all his strength and resilience to overcome the greatest challenge until his last drop of blood. This will be an experience that fundamentally transforms the hero, because at that point, if he dares to face death, he will be transformed. Chapter 9, Reward. After overcoming all of this, the hero usually earns a reward. For Altan, this reward comes as a deep cosmic enlightenment. He goes back to the very moment where the universe, time, and space emerged, witnesses firsthand the nature of all existence until the emergence of humans. This knowledge transforms his understanding of life and his place in it. The reward represents the pinnacle of the hero's efforts in achieving their goals. The reward is what you gain along the way. The reward ceases being the enlightenment and success you expect for yourself. It is the satisfaction you experience in your essence when you can completely let go of your entire being. It is the return to the palace of the heart, to home, to the place where the journey begins, the source. Chapter 10, The Road Back. The hero has now been reborn from the ashes. With the wisdom gained and a brand new identity, I must return to the ordinary world. Altan's return journey involves integrating the experiences he went through into his daily life. The traveler returns to the start of the road, but this time as a completely different person.
The road is the same, but the traveler is different.
The purpose of the hero's journey this time is to serve the process of healing the world by applying what he has learned. Chapter 11, Resurrection. The resurrection represents the hero's ultimate transformation. For Altan, this is a rebirth from his old self, from his ashes. He returns with a new purpose, to serve and use the knowledge he has gained for greater good, for the good of the whole, to be a servant of existence. Resurrection is a moment of rebirth and renewal, symbolizes the hero's complete transformation. This is a moment of deep awareness and empowerment, where the hero embraces his true self. Chapter 12. Transformation with Elixir. In the hero's journey, the hero brings back the elixir, a boon or treasure that will benefit the world. Alta's elixir is his deep understanding of existence and the interconnectedness of everything. This wisdom not only transforms his own life, but also enriches the lives of those around him. The elixir represents the hard-earned knowledge and insights the hero shares with the world. It is a symbol of the impact of this hero's legacy and journey. As a result, friends, we have seen a total of 12 stages here. Altan's journey from a successful yet unsatisfied Wall Street broker to a spiritually awakened and enlightened being, it offers a powerful story of transformation and growth. Reflects the hero's journey framework. I just want to mention this. While writing about the heroes in my books and all the processes they go through, I had no idea about the theme and structure called the hero's journey. I learned this later. I encountered this theme close to finishing the book. This is also clear. It showed me this. On the journey of existence, our inner hero, that is our spiritual essence, stands right at the center of the collective consciousness. It progresses with infinite variety, with different faces and different names, but it actually always goes through the same stages. All the stories that reveal themselves are actually nourished by this collective consciousness. The hero's journey is circular. In the end, he returns to the starting point by the same path, with only one difference: transformed and reborn. Thank you for joining me today. We will continue to explore the themes and insights in my books in upcoming videos. Today is also a very special day in terms of celestial events. I wish you all to make the most of this new moon energy and for your journey to be full of exploration and transformation. Stay with love and understanding.